Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Fanie Naude here, and welcome to the first video of our long format videos. We're going to discuss a little bit more of the information in a lot more detail so that you can have a better understanding for your accounting practice. Today we are talking about the foundations of marketing for accounting practices. So this is, why are you struggling to get clients? How should you be structuring your marketing that you can actually get clients? Why your marketing at the moment is not working? And overall, why you don't have your ideal clients. Why is there so many of your clients that's bad clients and you really don't want to work with them? So let us jump right into today's video on the foundations of marketing for your accounting practice. So first of all, it's who is your niche or target market. So that's where we're going to start. But before that, there's a lot of questions that accountants are asking. Like, there's so many forms of marketing out there. There's so many different methods that you could possibly be using. Like, there's billboards and there's flyers and there's Facebook, email, LinkedIn, TikTok. There's so many forms. You have newspaper, TV, radio ads, every single marketing form out there. And that's why so many people get overwhelmed about this thing about how should I be doing marketing for my practice? What should I be spending money on? Where should I be starting? And this is everything starts with this model right here. It doesn't really matter what sort of platform you're using or what sort of method you're using. If these foundations are not in place, there's absolutely nothing's going to work. You're going to send out 1,000 emails, you're not going to get a single response. You're going to pay 30,000 Rand a month for a billboard and it's not going to work. You're going to print 20,000 flyers. Nothing's going to work for you because these foundations are not in place. And the thing is, where this foundations actually start is with your niche or your target market. Now the thing here is most accountants don't even know what a niche is. That's why I said target market there, that you a little bit more understand what I'm talking about. So this is basically the people that you want to work with. And the whole system revolves around these three circles. And as you see this, it's about the industries that you know or you love working with, the skills you have or can learn, and the market's needs and desires. So that is how you choose your niche. So the first thing you ask yourself is, who do you love working with? From all the clients that you've ever serviced, who's the ones that you actually love working with? Do you love product-based companies or do you love service-based companies? What's the sort of companies that you really love working with? And it's like, oh no, I love working with SMEs and I like people to grow up their business. Great place to start. Just a little bit too broad. So now you're thinking about, okay, well, who is your niche? And you're saying, well, what's the industry you love? Let's say, for example, it's healthcare services. Well, healthcare services is so broad because you have doctors, you have nurses, you have physiotherapists, you have specialists like eye specialists, ear specialists, all of those, every single one of those are in healthcare systems. Now I was thinking, well, what if I rather go a little bit deeper and I say a subset of that industry, and you're saying, okay, well, maybe I could only be helping physiotherapists, or maybe I could only be helping doctors. Well, the thing with doctors is there's so many different types of doctors. You have your GPs, then you have your optometrists, you have your eye specialists, optometrists or whatever you call those. There's so many different ones. There's orthopedics. Which one are you going to choose? That's why we're saying here that it's a subset of a subset that you should be choosing. Because the whole idea about choosing a niche is about the choices that they want to be making. Let's say, for example, you need to choose a marketing company. And on the one side, I tell you, okay, this is a marketing company. They specialize in absolutely nobody. They offer services to every single industry. They are a generalist. They service every single industry and that's their marketing plan. They just say, we serve absolutely everybody, choose us. And on the other side, you have a company that says, well, we specialize specifically in accountants, specifically in accounting practices. We know exactly what you're going through right now, what you're struggling with. We know you hate marketing. Some of the accountants even say that sales are against their entire being. They don't really like doing that. They have no idea where to start with the marketing and so forth. So we specialize in you. We specialize in your situation, and we know exactly what you want. You don't want just a bunch of new clients. You want your ideal clients, because you have so many clients at the moment not paying their debts, not giving the deliverables on time, treating you like trash. All of those you don't want. You only want your ideal clients that pays on time, delivers every time, all of those things. Now you're asking, well, who are you going to choose? The one that says we do marketing for absolutely everybody, or the one that says we specialize specifically in you? Well, the choice for me is extremely clear, because the one actually understands your situation and what you're going through. The other one just says, well, we basically just do it for everybody. Well, the one might be bigger and the other one might be a specialist. No, the one might be a generalist, specialist. Who are you going to choose? This is just some of the reasons why you should be choosing a niche. Because if they are going to choose an accountant that specializes either in, let's say for example, they're a physiotherapist and they're choosing an accountant. Who are they going to choose if you're going to say, well, I'm an accountant, I do general accounting services, I do CIPC submissions, I do financial statements, I do VAT returns and all that. The other one says, no, I specifically help physiotherapists with starting their practice. I know exactly what needs to be in place for them to have a stable cash flow in place for them, and that the accounting and everything doesn't get overwhelmed for them, and they specialize specifically in physiotherapists, and that's the only thing they do is physiotherapists. Who are the physiotherapists going to choose? It's so easy. I'm going to choose the guy who specializes in me. And then you have so much more respect, because you become an expert by specializing in something specific like physiotherapy and helping them start their practice. You're going to become better with every single client for physiotherapists, because you only deal with the same type of problems every time, because most of the problems are general through that industry. What sort of things do they need to have in place? What sort of things they struggle with? What are their hopes and dreams? What do they actually care about? All of those things stay constant through most of those physiotherapists. So you just become better and better at delivering service. So now, once you become an expert, you get the respect that you want. People want to be working with you. And above that, you're reducing your workload. Now, how are you reducing your workload? You're thinking, well, I'm still servicing the same amount of clients. Well, if you become an expert at something, you become a lot more efficient and effective. So if you're constantly helping physiotherapists, you're going to get everything in place. You're going to put some systems in place to automate most of that service delivery, or you're just going to become better at overall. So another thing is your staff training is going to be so much easier. Why? You don't need to train them in every single different industry. You only need to train them for physiotherapists. You say to them, well, these are the common problems that they need solved. These are the sort of things that you need to be put in place. This is how they like to be communicated to. All of these things, that's that you need to know. You don't need to go through all of those things for every single different client that you're getting. So it just becomes so much easier to deliver that service. So you're going to become an expert if you specialize. You're going to become more effective and efficient, and your staff is going to become more effective and efficient. It's as simple as that. It's a natural flow of how things work. If you focus on something, you're going to get better at it. So this is what we're talking about, the industry right now. Now, second thing is, okay, what's your skills? Well, your skills are probably accounting, because this is for accountants. So what are the sort of financial skills that you have in place that's going to solve some of the problems that they actually have? You're going through, okay, we do this cash flow stuff, we do this financials, we know exactly how to put those systems in place, on-day reporting or live reporting systems that you can have in place. All of those nice things, great. Those are your skills, or the skills that you can learn. If there's problems that you don't know how to solve, you need to trust in your abilities to learn those skills to solve those problems. Now, this is the most important part, is your market needs and desires. So this is where it comes to point number 2, is what is important to them. You've chosen physiotherapists and you're thinking, okay, where do I start? How do I market to them? No, that's not what you're doing. You need to go to the market. Go to the market and talk to them. The only reason that I know what's going on with accountants is that I've talked to over 100 of them. There's like I've done so many sales calls with so many people, over basically hundreds. That's why I know what's going on. Let's say 100 people, each one an hour on the phone, explaining to me what their situation is, what they're going through. All of those sort of things is going to give you a clear picture of what's going on in that industry. This is the questions that you need to be answering. What are their wants, needs, and desires? What are their problems, pains, and challenges? That is the true foundation of any marketing. If you know this, you know your customer, you know your niche, and you can clearly define this, wants, needs, and desires, problems, pains, and challenges, every single marketing method out there is going to work for you. Every single one, because the foundations are in place. Some are going to work better than others, yes, but if you have this in place, you can even send a flyer with this, because it's going to work. It all works with this system. Now, every single person in this world have a current situation. Every single one. This is the main formula for life. Everybody have a current situation and everybody has a desired situation. Where they are now and where they want to be going. This needs to be very clearly defined by you, by talking to the market, because there's no other way to do that research. You need to speak to them. You need to understand what they are going through. Because soon as you can clearly define where they are now, the problems they're facing, the challenges they have at the moment, what they're struggling with, what they really don't know, what they really need help with, and then you're going to the other side and where they want to be going. What is their ideal vision for their future? Do they want their children to go to private schools or very expensive schools? Do they want to travel the world? What's their income goals? Do they want to make 3-4 times what they're doing right now? Do they want more time to spend with their family? All of those sort of things, more freedom, all of that could be desires that they have. That's the wants, needs, and desires. So once as you clearly define that situation, all that you do is you put yourself here between them as the bridge. You can take them from where they are now to where they want to be going. If you do this, if you clearly explain to somebody, you are right here at this very moment. These are the problems that you're currently having. This is where you want to be going. All of this, so nice. I can take you there. By working with me, I can get you to that desired situation. You think that person is going to buy? Do you think you would be able to buy? If you're in this very terrible situation right now, and I can tell you, I can take you to exactly where you want to be going. It's going to be so appealing for you. It's going to be like, oh yes, this person truly understands me and I really want to work with this person because this person is going to take me places. Because you already know and understand what I'm going through. So it's just a clear option. That is why this is the most important thing. And every single marketing thing that you do needs to explain this. You need to first explain where they are now, where they want to be going, and all that you do is you connect your services or your offer, the value that you give them to this system. You are the bridge. You are the bridge to where they want to be going. As soon as that, they're going to go for you. It's so simple because it doesn't then matter. Are you going to advertise on Facebook? Are you going to advertise on LinkedIn? Are you going to use email marketing? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which platform then you're going to use. If you use this system and you explain to them exactly how you can help them and not how great you are. It's not about you listing your 20 services. Think about, okay, well, most accountants, like 80% of them have websites at the moment. Great. I've been through thousands of websites. Do you know how many of them are different from the others? Like probably 5. From 1,000, there's probably 5 that's a little bit different. Every single one of them say the exact same thing. We have been in business for like 20 or 25 years and we serve like these 10 industries and we offer these 20 services. No, pick us, choose us, work with us. Like, why? Why should I do that if every single accountant out there is saying that? If you're saying I have 25 years of experience, great, I like that, that's awesome. But if there's another 500 accountants saying the exact same thing, who do I choose between those 500 accountants? No? If I'm going to search for accountants right now and I go, okay, accountant Pretoria, I'm going to find a site like find an accountant.co.za and it's going to be a list of 300 to 400 accountants just saying, I do general accounting, CIPC submissions, financial statements, VAT returns. All of those things is just a combination of those 20 services, just everybody saying the exact same thing. Who are you going to choose from that? Who are you going to choose? If you are a customer, think about if you are the customer, who are you going to choose? Now you're asking yourself, why should I learn all of this stuff? The referrals is like 80 to 90% of my business. Why should I care about marketing? The customers are just going to walk in. The main reason your referrals is so high is because the entire accounting industry is bad at marketing. Because if I find that site and I see 300 accountants saying the exact same thing, I'm going to call my parents, I'm going to call my friends, I'm going to call the people I know and say, do you know of a good accountant that I can use? That's as simple as that. It's just too bloody difficult to find a good accountant on your own because everybody is saying the exact same thing. But now you're saying, well, if that's the case, why don't I just focus on referrals? Well, great, you can focus on referrals, but as soon as the economy takes a dive, like right now, those referrals start drying up. Suddenly, you're losing clients because they're closing the doors, the referrals are not coming in, and now you're not making any profit. You're starting to think, well, I'm a numbers guy and the numbers are not looking very well at the moment. How am I going to get extra cash in? How am I going to get extra clients? No, you need to put these foundations in place. This is exactly what you need to put in place right now. Because if you don't do this, you won't be able to get clients on your own. You're going to be, trapped in that referral system. Referrals are not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but you don't want to just take on every single client that walks through your door. You don't want 15 different industries that you're servicing. You don't want to offer 20 different services. You're not going to make any profit. You're going to work yourself to death. You're going to get so overworked by trying to split yourself in so many directions. Nothing of that is focused. Now this comes back to, or this actually leads to the next one, is how do you contact them? Okay, so now you've defined this. You've defined the current situation, desired situation, because you went to the market and you talk to them and you understand a little bit more about what's going on. So now the next thing is, okay, well, actual marketing. How do I contact them? How do I reach them? First thing you need to ask yourself is, where do they hang out? Where do they spend their time? Are they on Facebook? Are they active in groups? Are they on LinkedIn? Do they spend some time on LinkedIn? Are they active on email? Do they only see advertising on the road? Do they read flyers? Do they read newspapers? Do they watch TV? All of those certain things. And thinking, well, you cannot really research all of them. Well, great. Which one of those are free? Which ones are the ones that you can very easily use to test out your hypothesis? Because right now you've talked to the market and you have a hypothesis of where they are now and where they want to be going. Now you want to test this to see if you can get some clients. Are you going to spend 100,000 Rand on a TV ad? No. Are you going to spend 50,000 Rand a month on a billboard? No, it's just throwing money in the water. Go to the freer options. Go to the organic marketing, Facebook, LinkedIn, email. Those sort of things are free. If you can get a proof of concept for free, why not? So that's the thing. Where do they hang out? You think, okay, well, they are at least here and there. And how do I research where they hang out? Well, how did you talk to them? Where did you find them? How did you have that discussion? Did you call every single restaurant because you want to work with the restaurants and you did everything over the phone? Well, that's probably the way. If you had that discussion and you asked them, well, where do you spend your time? Are you on Facebook? Do you use LinkedIn? All those things. They're like, no. Do you use email? Yes, I use email. Well, how do you contact them? Email. It depends on where did you do the research. How did you find them? If you're targeting doctors, do you think a doctor is spending all of their time on Facebook? Well, most probably not. Do you think they have a LinkedIn profile? Well, they most probably have a LinkedIn profile, but do you think they're active? They probably made one, but do you think they're active? Do you think they check their LinkedIn once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks? What's the numbers? You should be finding that out. Do they actually reply on messages? How do you contact them? What is the method of contacting them through research? You cannot just go, I need all the answers right now. You go to the market and you find out those answers. There's nothing else that you can do. So the next thing is, what language do they speak? Well, this is not about what actual language they speak. This is more about the jargon. So I'm not going to talk to the same way to a doctor as I'm talking to a construction worker. It's just not the same because they have different methods of speaking, how they do. The one is more casual, the one is more professional. The one is more, rough around the edges, the other one is very neat and tidy, You don't speak to your clients with your industry jargon. If you're talking about accounting industry jargon, you're saying, oh, well, I can help you with your EMP 501s or something along those lines. Nobody knows what you're talking about. There's so few people that actually know what accountants do. It's like a grudge purchase to them. They don't want to buy your services because they don't see this picture. They just hear you rambling off. We do financial statements, we do VAT returns, we do payroll, we do all of that. Nobody even knows what it is. Let alone if you're going to speak with them and tell them that's what you're going to do. They don't. That's the language. The language is about how you're going to speak with them. If you're going to speak to a small business owner, you need to speak in the terms that they understand. You need to speak in the terms that where are they now? You need to talk about their problems, pains and challenges. You need to speak about their wants, needs and desires. Not about yourself, not about your knowledge about your industry and how good you are accounting and all the nice system words that you can use and I'm going to use this method and I'm going to use this methodology and I'm going to use this cash flow system, and they don't care. They don't care. They only care about results. They care about what are you going to do for them? Like, what's the value that you can give to them? That's all they care about, but you need to communicate that in their language, not about your industry jargon. Then the language ties in with direct or indirect. How do they like to be spoken to? If it's a bigger company and they're choosing you for a 5-year contract and it's like 100,000 Rand a month, they're really probably going to go and have a deep dive into you, your personality, what you actually care about, your family or your values, how you treat everybody. There's going to be a real big relationship building exercise before they pull the trigger and say yes. Like that's probably going to be normal. Or do they just like to be direct? Okay, let's get down to business. Okay, I'm a small business owner. I have these cash flow problems. I want them solved. You're saying, well, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to get you. Great. The guy's like, okay, let's pull the trigger, do this, solve it, do the work. I'm expecting results within 30 days or 60 days. Like, is it direct or indirect? And you should know this by speaking to the market. What do they like? Do you like that little back and forth, building a little bit rapport? Or do they like to be like, down to business? No, this is questions that you need to be answering. Like, do they like to be professional or casual? Like if it's a very new startup entrepreneur and the guy's like 18 years old, 19 years old, he's probably going to be very casual. Going to be like, yeah man, let's do this, wada. But if you're going to talk to a professional, to a doctor, it's going to be very professional. You're going to talk to a construction worker or a surfer or whatever you're going to talk to, those people are probably going to be more casual. It depends on the niche, on how you need to address them, how you need to talk to them. There's a reason for everything in marketing. And this is the reason, the foundations of the actual market, your niche. What do they care about? What is important to them? Everything revolves around that, not about you and your services. You need to make a mental shift around those. So the next thing is, okay, how do you attract them? Well, the first thing is referrals. Well, referrals is not a bad thing. But let's say, for example, you choose your niche, you do your research, you understand exactly what you want to do for them, and you have a sales call and you tell them, okay, I've taken you through everything. This is exactly what we're going to offer. If we get you the results that we promise you right now, we expect 2 referrals from you. If that person's like, well, then you bloody deliver those. You better deliver those results then if you're expecting 2 referrals from me. It's like, yes, just do that from day one. Not as a bomb job. Okay, I've been delivering so much good services for you at the moment. Don't you want to maybe like give me a referral or something like that? It's very awkward. If you put down the law from the beginning and you're saying, okay, well, this is how it's going to be. We know exactly what we do. We have a proven process to get you results. But what we expect from you is if we get you that 3-to-1 return on investment on the value that we give to you, we expect 2 referrals from you. It's easy as that. The person is going to once say, okay, great, this person has the confidence to know and to ask for referrals because he's so confident he's going to get you the results, that's going to happen. So then it's like, okay, fine. If you don't get me the results, I'm going to get a new accountant. Fair? Fair. Just get them the results then. You need to be confident in getting them the results that they want. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just get them the results. You already have the skills. You've already done this. How many times? Get them the results that they need. They're going to give you those 2 referrals. Why? Because you said on day 1, this is how it's going to work. And if you're going to claim those referrals, he's going to do it with a smile, because you're like, yes, no, I wanted in the beginning. I wanted in the beginning if you're going to make such a big difference, but you really did make that difference. And I understand. I'm going to give you the 2 referrals because this is great service. This is great results that you're giving me right now. So here's your 2 referrals. There you go. Referrals is not a bad thing, but you want them in your niche. You want them in that same industry or little group that you're targeting, because then you can focus on that specific niche. But the referrals still needs to come in. Next thing, content and mirroring effect. So I talked a little bit earlier on another video about the mirroring effect, but it's basically the image that you portray for the world is going to be the responses that you get back. Let's say, for example, you're competing on price and you're trying to be the cheapest accountant out there. Who are you going to attract to yourself? You're going to attract price hunters. Those people that's literally going to 50 different websites just to see the price, and they're going to choose the cheapest one. Okay, you're going 1,000 Rand a month. I mean, that's 1,000 Rand a month. What's going to happen if the guy down the streets offers 980 Rand a month? That client's going to leave. He's going to say, oh, there's a cheaper one out there. I'm going to leave. They're not loyal. They don't have any respect for you. They don't have any admiration for you because you're so cheap. They're going to think, oh man, what's the risk of not giving my deliverables for this account? It's only 1,000 a month. It's only 500 a month. No, it's like, if I lose that one, I'll just get another cheap accountant. Don't worry, that guy, he will survive. You know, why should I care about that person? Now flip the tables, and if you're having a good company and you're offering a bunch of value and you're offering them and you're charging 10 to 20,000, do you think those people are going to have respect for you? Yes, you're giving so much value. Not just so much value, they are paying specifically more to get the value from you than someone else. They're not going to go for the cheaper option because they know the cheaper option is not going to give them the value that they want. As easy as that. That person's going to pay on time every time. He's going to deliver his deliverables on time. On that note, the deliverables. If you're going to be easy going from the start, oh man, don't worry about it, we'll get at next week, and oh, I know I've promised this reports for you today, but you know, things are going a little bit rough, expect them in 2 days, and you think, what's going to go through that customer's mind? If he has a deadline today, give in your deliverables, and you are easygoing for all the time. He's going, don't worry about that accountant. He's so easygoing. He'll understand. He's done this with me. He hasn't given his reports on time every time. He's gonna understand what I'm going through. Like, no, you don't want that. You want to be on time every time. Have the deadlines very specific. And this is another thing that you need to lay down from day one. Like, you are a professional service and your time matters. Your time is valuable. They cannot be wasting your time. They cannot be letting you sit around and waiting for them to send the stuff. Everything needs to be on time every time, and you lay the law down from day one. That there's no misconception about, okay, should I be like very scared not to give my stuff late? Yes, you should be. You should be. Because if I'm getting paid 10,000 or 20,000 a month doing your books, your time is valuable, my time is valuable. You need to give everything on time every time. That's just how it works. You just lay that law down. But this is all about the mirroring effect. Well, this is with your services that I explained to you now. Now with content. And people that don't know how you operate, how you work, and you're thinking, I'm not going to go and stand in front of a whiteboard and do a video, and I'm not going to do videos, anything like that. You don't need to. You really don't need to. But you need to put some sort of content out there to communicate what you believe in, what your values are, and you need to communicate this. This is the most important things. You need to show them that you know and understand their current situation. You need to show and know their desired situation. If you constantly talk about your customers and your niche, they're going to get attracted to you because, oh man, that accountant, he understands me so well. Like, I just want to work with that person. It's so easy. You just want to work with you. And this happens through content. Otherwise, nobody is going to know, do you exist? Do anybody know you exist except for your network? Is there anybody outside that actually knows that you exist? The easiest way is to create content and show them your knowledge of these. And they're just going to be wanting to work with you. Even if they have an accountant already and they're having problems and you're telling, well, this is the problems that they're currently having and we're solving those problems, helping them solve those problems. You're going to think like, I have an accountant, but I still have those problems. That accountant must be better. Must be better. Must be offering quality services. Must understand my situation better. They want to work with you. So that's the whole effect about attracting them to you. It's the mirroring effect. It's basically like the golden rule. Do unto others like you want to be done unto you. Basically, if you're going to treat your suppliers like shit, you're going to be treated like shit because you're a service provider. If you're going to search for no discounts everywhere, your customers is going to search for discounts everywhere. If you are late on your deliverables, late on your reports, your customers is going to do the exact same thing. This is what happens. You can ask a lot of people. Believe me, this is exactly what happens. So now the final thing to just sum up everything that we've talked about is the questions your niche have when making decisions. Like if they are making a decision, these are the sort of things that you really need to answer for them. Because the first thing is, do you understand me and my situation? If I'm going to go to someone and they have no idea what I'm going through, have no idea what I want, I'm not going to work with them. I really am not. If I'm communicating with someone and he's explaining to me exactly my situation, exactly like he has customers exactly like this and he solved these exact problems before for people exactly in my position, I'm going to be wanting to work with that person. So that's the first thing. Do you understand me and my current and desired situation? Very, very important. Next thing, will you deliver results? Well, it's very difficult to prove this, but you'll need to show your value here. You need to show the value that you can give to them. And this ties in with social proof. Because if you have case studies of other clients that you've taken from where they are now to where they want to be going, or they've made so much more money, or you solve their cash flow problems and you solve their stock losses and you solve this, solve that, all of those things ties in with social proof. Because if you have the ability to just say, okay, great, this is my testimonials, these are the people I already helped. Immediately like, okay, you understand me, yes, other people have been helped by you before, you are going to get me the results, great, that's what I want. Then the final thing, if they're a little bit unsure, it's about how they're going to make the decision, emotional or logical. It's most of the time both, and you need to appeal to both, but the thing is here is emotional is more about you as a person. So do they like you? Are you likable? Are you someone that they can have a weekly call with? Are they someone that they actually want to be working with? Yes, you can deliver the results, but there's someone else that also could deliver the results. So is that something that you could possibly think about? Well, maybe that's something you could start to think about. How are your personality and are you likable? Then logical. Well, if the person doesn't really care about your personality, he's going to say, well, what's the risk versus reward? Okay, risk is, okay, I'm going to pay this person $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month. And he says he's going to get me results within 30 to 60 days. So let's say it's maximum 10,000. He says he's going to get me to where I want to be going. That difference is going to be like, let's say 60,000. Like he's going to give me 60,000 worth of value or 30,000 worth of value. That's a 3-to-1 return on investment or a 6-to-1 return on investment. That's such a big difference. So what's the risk versus reward? Well, basically those things going to be is it going to sink my business? Is that 10,000 going to sink my business if I pay that and it doesn't deliver? If yes, the risk is too high. If no, well, the reward is just so much more. So I can really take that risk. I can take that risk because the reward is just so much higher. So this is just a quick summary of what we did. You choose it by the industry, skills, market needs. Everything works with this. Current situation, desired situation, you as the bridge. These foundations will make you get sales and the ideal clients that you're actually looking for, because this is the foundations. Doesn't matter what platform you use or how you contact them, what platform you contact them. As long as you contact them where they hang out and you get your message across about what you can do for them, then they're going to want to work with you. It's not about you begging them for business. It's about them begging you to be your client, because there's going to be so much about you. You're the expert. You're the person specializing in them. They need you. They need you, not you need them. If you're desperate about money and you're trying to attract everybody and you're begging people for money, it's never going to work. Those people can feel that on. You don't want to work with someone that's begging you for money. That's not something you want. So this is the foundations of marketing. And now, that being said, if you need help with this, we are Buznet Direct. We help. We help overworked accountants that's struggling with marketing and sales to get their ideal clients, specifically this process. We take you step by step through this process. This is what we do on a daily basis for our clients at the moment. So this is just the very start, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, because this is where everything starts with your business. Everything. If you have a niche, you can tailor your products, your services, everything to them. If you have a niche, you have the respect. If you have a niche, you know how to contact them. If you have a niche, you know how to attract them. All of those sort of things, just like a puzzle, just comes together if these foundations are in place. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give us a thumbs up. Other than that, check out for our next video, probably next week or the week after that. I don't really know at the moment how much of these videos I'm going to bring out, but we'll see what the reactions are. If you don't believe what I'm saying, you have some questions or anything like that, give us a comment in the comment section below. We will be checking that ourselves and going through each one and seeing if we can give you some extra value in the comment section as well. So thank you everybody for joining us, and tune in next time again. Thanks.